Hello again. Pair of Jim Rogers JR149s have come in. I've had a few of these here. I don't think I've got a pair of them on my channel. I've also done quite a few crossover rebuilds for them as well. But yeah, these came in. I've had them for a while. I've been meaning to get round to them, and I thought while they're here, we'll have a look at them really, because they're a strange sort of speaker really, being round. Yeah, not everyone's cup of tea, but there we go. I always look at them as like the poor man's LS35A, because they use same driver arrangement, similar sort of crossover, but yeah, quite an interesting speaker really. So I don't know the history behind these. I think they were handed down to someone or something like that. I don't know. They both work, but one of them is riddled with distortion. And I suspect the B110 is kind of burnt out, voice coil rub, that sort of thing, which happens quite often, unfortunately, with that driver. So I've just taken on-axis measurements, and here's the comparison of the two. So as you can see from that, frequency response wise, they're not too bad. But if we look at the distortion measurement of this one, this is the problem one, you'll see the issues. And that is so audible, it really is, it's unbelievable. Distortion measurements of this one, I'll quickly flash it up now, but it's really clean. And I did take a spectral decay as well. So yeah, really the idea is to refurbish these. I've got to get back to my client with my initial findings. How far we go from there will be something we discuss, and then yeah, there might be a part two. Obviously I'll get back to him with costs and things. He may write them off, I don't know. A good pair of these on eBay you find for around the 300 to 400 mark, I think. So yeah, obviously there's only so much money you would want to put back into them. But yeah, I'll give you a close-up look, and yeah, they're in a bit of a state really. Right, so a bit of a close-up. So they're like an aluminium. I've taken the mesh off this one. I'm going to show you how this all comes apart shortly. You can see how poorly looking this one is. So they're kind of an aluminium can. Inside is bituminous felt and then foam, so that really deadens these. There's no metallic ringing in them. Then we have the KEF B110 and the KEF T27 tweeter. And yeah, just a round aluminium tube with a wood plinth top and bottom, and normally they have kind of a foam sock round them, and then a speaker cloth sock over that. So yeah, they're quite an interesting looking speaker really. So these have been painted by hand. You can see all the brush strokes and everything in them. I've seen these in plain silver aluminium and also sprayed black. Normally the tops and bottoms are, like I say, sanded, veneered, oiled wood. I have seen professionally finished black ones before, so I'm sure there was a few variations. Most of the ones I've come across have binding posts at the back. These have just cables coming out the back. So let's have a quick look inside that one, so I can show you where the crossover is, and a quick look inside, and then part two will be whatever we end up doing to them really. Right, I've put a couple of pieces of wood underneath my sheet to stop them rolling around, being round. The top has come off this one. They're kind of just double-sided taped on, and there is a threaded rod that goes all the way through and kind of sandwiches the thing together, because the top is wood, machined wood, and so is the bottom. with a cap on it, which is kind of a real wood, no, chipboard, veneered chipboard, and then edge banded all the way around. Anyway, that's come off. In order to get the mesh out, there's some copper staples. So these little jobbies that come out really easily, and then you can lift up the mesh. I've seen different fixings for the woofers. 2 machine screws at the bottom, 2 self tappers at the top, sometimes all machine screws. So yeah, there's lots of metal filings all over this as well, which is not a good thing to see. And this piece of sponge that pushes up against the mesh, because this will ring, which sort of dampens it, has gone quite rotten, really, quite degraded. So little self tappers. See how filthy this woofer is. And then a couple of machine screws at the bottom. And there is our woofer. There we go. Really gritty. And wherever I move the cone, yeah, I've had so many B110s like this. I mean, some of them I've taken apart and I've managed to clean out the pole piece and everything's been good, but the way the sound was breaking down, I'll have to have a look at that. So that's the SP1003 variant, because there are a number of variants of this woofer. And then inside we have foam and bituminous felt. Foam at the top, foam at the bottom, and our T27. And if we flip it over, make sure you can still see that. Yep. So if we flip it over, you have this long bolt all the way through, and there's our crossover. I've taken a schematic of this before. If I've got it, I'll put it in this video. If I haven't, we'll do one next time we pull the crossover apart. But all these old electrolytic L caps we want to replace. I find Solon work really well with these, so swapping these out. They're all quite small values. The largest is 3.3, the smallest is 1.5. These resistors tend to be pretty good. We have a fuse there, I think, just for the tweeter, and a little variable resistor there to trim the tweeter level as well. Connection points, positive and negative, so I'll put new wire on these. A connection there for our drivers, which isn't great. Normally I remove that and solder the wires onto the pins just to sort of get that out the signal path. Cable tied inductors, all iron core. Some of those are breaking away. So yeah, quick look at these. We'll see what we do next.